topic is very dear to my heart.
I didn't get one.
There you go. The topic is very dear to my heart, and it talks about a concept. Why it's so important. Of course, if you have a pen or you have a highlighter, it will definitely enhance the way that you retain this information, and it will improve your life as it improved mine. The topic of this Dvar Torah is how a person needs to incorporate Limud HaMusar into their daily diet. And it's not enough to just learn Torah. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this, and they're very, very frum people, but there's a lot missing in their Yiddishkeit. They're very religious, but they're missing sensitivities that HaKadosh Baruch Hu expects from us. And that can only be developed ways to learning Musar. A lot of Torah, you need Torah. You cannot learn Musar the whole day, but you must have Musar part of your daily diet. This is not my words, this is the words of the Gedolim and throughout the generations. It happens to be that there's a big Yetzer Hara not to learn Musar. Big Yetzer Hara not to learn Musar. Very big Yetzer Hara. And I'm wasting time. Musar. I heard myself, there's a person who knows a lot of Torah. I says, I don't waste my time learning Musar.
I have a question.
Let me just first this point. Rabbi Sassalanter was. Everyone knows who he is, right? Rabbi Sassalanter, the founder of the Muslim movement. He was noted as saying that it's possible for a person to serve Hashem on a high level without learning Musar. It is possible, but you're never going to change yourself. You're never going to change your natural tendencies and develop into a shalem. You know what the word shalem means, right?
Full.
Which is shlemut.
Full.
Your full capacity of what HaKadosh Baruch Hu intended from you without learning Musar. That means a person might naturally be have a big tendency to serve Hashem, but everyone, not because you're bad, just the way Hashem created everyone, has flaws. No one is perfect. We all have shortcomings. We all have bad midot, bad character traits. Everyone. There's no one who is immune from saying they're born perfect, because if they were born perfect, they wouldn't be alive, right? That means a person can get to a very high level without learning this, but you're never going to change your character. You're never going to become shalem and put here what you were due to, which is to fix yourself. That's your tikkun, to become better all around, not just in the areas you're good at, but all areas. Unless you learn Musar. That's what he says. You're not going to be successful in changing your character and becoming shalem without Musar. And I want to share with you from this week's Parashat. Is it possible? Can this wait, or do you want to do something right now? Thank you. It says in the beginning of Tazria that this is talking about the halachot of the yoledit. You can just read here. I'm paraphrasing it because I think it'd be that there are korbanot that a woman who gives birth has to bring. She has to bring. It says in the Torah. I'll read you the pasuk inside. It's in Perek Yud Bet pasuk Vav. It says, "B'milot yemei tahara leven levat." When she is done, after she finishes giving birth, she has to wait a certain amount of days for a son or for a daughter. Tavi, she has to bring keves, which is called a sheep. Ben Shanato was 1 year old. Lola. Ben Yonah. Ben Yonah will translate as a 1 year old dove. Or Tor, we'll call that a pigeon. Lechatat. She has to bring them for a chatat.
The type of bird.
It's a type of bird. We translate the Ben Yonah. How does it say here? Turtle dove or young dove. The Torah says that you have to bring a young dove. We call it a Ben Yonah, means a 1 year old dove. And then it says a tor. Tor is how do we call that? Is a turtle dove. Different types of birds. So the Balaturim, everyone knows what the Balaturim is the Rabbeinu Asher's son. Adam Gadol is on right. He wrote the Turim, which we have in the back of the back of our. I was about to say baby Josh. I have in the back of our baby Josh here the Tur. The Tur wrote a commentary not only on Shulchan Aruch, but he wrote a commentary on Chumash, and he's known for he writes very, very short commentaries, very, very short points. And he says here, he's bothered by a question. He says, in all places we find the Torah generally places when you have to bring korbanot, it says you have to bring a Torah and then you have to bring a ben Yonah. But in our pasuk, the Torah switches around the order. It says you have to bring a ben Yonah and then a Torah. So, no pun intended, but the Baal Turim, the Torah, asks the following question, right? The Baal Turim says, so why is it? Why did the Baruch Hu switch around the order in this particular situation? And the answer that he gives will blow you away. You know what he says? He writes, and I'm reading in Hebrew, She'eno mevi ele echad. Because in this particular situation, you're only bringing one bird. Only one bird you're bringing. Only one bird. V'im yematze Yonah. And if a person finds, which is the first one's pasuk, if you find, we'll call it a ben Yonah as a young dove, a 1-year-old dove, before the turtle dove, lo tikach Torah. Don't take a turtle dove instead. Why not? Lefi, he says, because sheben zugo mitabel alav ve'enu mizdaveg la'acher. He says, you know why? Because it happens to be the turtle dove, the Torah with a tav. A little confusing. The Torah with a tav is a bird that does not, once it marries, so to speak, once it has its mate, it will never remarry after that. And the Gemara actually says that we learn from the Torah, the Tazria, we learn the idea that even if the Torah would never have been given, we could have learned Ne'emanut. We could have learned from animals how the proper husbands and wives should behave. You have to be loyal to your spouse. We would have learned that from the Torah. We would have learned it from the animal. We looked at the Torah, and we would have said, look at the fact that a lot of animals just, they have many mates. This one has one mate. It doesn't go up. It's very loyal and neman to its spouse. And even after the spouse dies, it does never marry afterwards. Yeah, that's what the Medrash says about the Torah. So says the Baal Turim, since you're only taking one, you're not taking both of them. You're only taking one bird here. If you would take one of the spouses, you're causing unnecessary pain. You're causing mourning to the other bird that's what will never marry. And therefore, instead of causing unnecessary pain, try to go to another bird, which anyways can remarry and mate with other people, mate with other types of species. Because you'll be causing needless pain to the species of the Torah. The Torah only will never remarry afterwards. So why would you cause needless pain to the Torah? So try to go with the other one, with the Ben Yonah first. That's why, says Baal Turim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu switched it around here, because he wanted to be sensitive. Don't cause needless suffering and pain to the Torah, because you're causing pain to its spouse. It's spouse bird that will not be married. Pardon?
Which bird?
So instead, says the Torah, find a ben Yonah which doesn't have that concern. Anyways, a ben Yonah is a young bird, a young dove. Take a young dove, because even if you take one dove, the other spouse will remarry. It's okay. It's not going to, right? You're using it now. If you think about it, boys, this is amazing. We're talking about a korban. We're talking about getting close to God. Chatat. There's absolutely nothing to be concerned about here, right? You would think, listen, you're doing this for a mitzvah. This is a korban chatat. You're getting kapara. That's the reason we're not into saving the animals. The animals are here for us. Correct? We don't have these bad hashkafot of the people that say, oh, you can't touch the trees. You can't touch the animals, the trees. No, the animals and trees are here to serve us. They're here for us, and we're here to serve Hashem. Let me use the trees. Let me use the animals. Let me use the plants. Right? Everyone's about. Right? Everything is here to serve us.
We're building our own resources for us.
So a person could have easily said, what difference does that make? Let me just take a bird. Who cares if it has a spouse? I'm saying normally Hashem says that you do take a Torah first. You take the what's it called? You take the young dove, the turtle dove, excuse me, which is normally you take that normally first. But because you're causing needless pain, you just don't do it. And Ephraim is explaining. I think that actually the answer is because you know what? It's not for the bird. It's for you. By by you are training yourself. This is the Baal Turim. Hashem. Really, Hashem is training us to be sensitive to causing pain needlessly. If you could find if you could find a different bird, don't go and cause pain to this other species of bird. That's for you. That's not for the. It's really to help you. You are it's helping your midot. So that's why Hashem says, don't take the bird needless. Don't take the one that's going to be mourning the rest of its life. It's not going to remarry. That's causing a needless pain. Understand what I'm saying, Yisrael? That Hashem wants you. Part of being an Eved Hashem is you think about the needs about other people, and you don't do things if you could in a way that will satisfy. You don't need to go necessarily kiss the Torah if it's going to push someone aside. You could go like this. You could look at the Torah, and Hashem sees that you want to give kavod to the Torah. Of course, if you could do it in a way that won't push somebody, of course, absolutely, that's a given. The question is, okay, if I'm going to have to push somebody, I'm not going to hurt another person or cause discomfort in order to fulfill my need of giving kavod to the Torah or my need of doing a mitzvah. If it's going to be hurt somebody else, that's not what Kodesh Baruch Hu wants. That's what we see from the Baal Turim. What do you mean? I'm doing a mitzvah. Who cares if I cause? That's the difference. The Torah is actually the better bird to use. I guess Hashem is wrong, right? No, Hashem says don't go to the tour first because you're causing unnecessary pain to the tour. Try to find a different animal first before you cause pain to the tour. You understand that sensitivity? It's sensitivity. Hashem is teaching us. It's not for the bird. It's for you. It's for us. That we need to work on becoming more sensitive to the needs of other person. That's what Musar is.